nobody in my family till date has done any business. So doing a business was a big thing. In Naukri chhod ke, I didn't tell my parents. They came to know after 1 year when they saw my tax return. अरे इसकी तो salary नहीं आती है. लोग बोलते हैं कि luck नहीं है, but luck plays an important factor as well in whatever you are doing, right? Pivots are really important in any business. So we pivoted ourselves to that event ticketing side of things. जैसे ही टिकट्स उसकी डली एंड लाइव हुई, पहले 10 सेकंड के अंदर वेबसाइट क्रैश्ड. If any venue doesn't pay you, you can't do anything. It's as simple as that. Music business, especially in India, is a very tough business to get into. People were suddenly looking up to us, okay, who is Skillbox, right? How did they come up with something as unique as this? I don't believe in getting money from investors and burning the money. You have to be really, really strong with your P&Ls.
Fair enough. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Track Talk with Sodhi, where we dive into the heartbeats of the Indian music scene. Today we have someone who's transforming India's music and live entertainment space. We have Anmol Kukreja with us, who's the founder of Skillbox and Level House. Anmol, man, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. तो बहुत पुरानी दोस्ती भी है, तो I think ये बनता था, and plus, you know, what you've been doing and achieving, it's very interesting because entrepreneurship in India is not an easy task, or in general, itna aasan task nahi hai. So the idea was really to kind of understand more about कि कहाँ से आपका passion ये आया towards music, entertainment specifically, and then also the tech end of things कि entrepreneurship या business शुरू करते हैं उसमें.
Sure. I think, first off, thank you for having me and for such a warm round of introduction. I think बहुत ज़्यादा लोग नहीं जानते हैं, but since we are sitting here, I would want to tell the story behind how the passion really ignited. Maybe that trickles in that passion to people, viewers who are also watching it and who want to get into the industry, right? So I remember back in my college days, and I hope you don't mind me telling my entire story.
Of
because
course,
there are a lot
not
of
at all,
things.
sir. Point is podcast के लिए आपकी stories जानने के लिए आए हम.
Very interesting story in my perspective, but I tell you, you tell me whether you like it or not. But this started back in, I think, 2009, I think, when I entered my college. And at that point in time, there was a movie, Rock On, that came, and I think that created like a mass revolution around people getting interested in music and bands as such. And that is the first point. Like, after watching the movie, I don't know, something went down, and I really felt inclined towards music, that I should be doing this. And college में जैसे enter करते हैं, you see your college band performing, and we are like, I'm from a very small college, so I saw वहाँ पे band होना was a very big thing, right? They were the coolest boys in the town, right? Coolest girls in the town. I was like very fascinated, like ये बहुत बढ़िया है, and like that's how it kick started from, right? ऐसे चालू हुआ, and then I went into the college. I realized कि college जो drummer है, he's in the 4th year of the college, और वो next year निकल जाएगा.
Opportunity दिखी.
तो opportunity देखी, business mind वहाँ चला, ठीक है, अब घुस कैसे सकते हैं इस band के अंदर. I thought drummer बनेंगे, ठीक है, because there is an opportunity. The बाकी were like second year के student, third year के student. They still had time to go out of the band. So I thought ये जा रहा है तो drummer बनते हैं. So I went with my friend to like Chandni Chowk. I remember I bought like a 3,000 रुपए की drum kit at that point in time. And ऐसे ही randomly, and that was a kickstart of my journey in music. I had no background in music, nothing at all. But वहाँ से जो start हुई journey, I started picking up something. Thankfully got into the band, and उसके बाद तो like music became like really a passion. Eventually it evolved into a thing wherein I really started enjoying music. That was I remember मैं अपने घर के terrace के ऊपर पूरे बैंड को बुला के हम लोग जैम कर रहे होते थे सारे. And I'm from a very small town, so वहाँ सारे लोग इकट्ठे हो जाते, क्या हो रहा है. So it was very interesting. It started with passion, obviously, and like a hobby, you call it, and eventually it grew into like my passion. Like, this is something that I really want to do. And from there on, then eventually music was always sticking by. I started listening to a lot of music as such. Got into, as I went I was also into technology. I was doing my computer science engineering at that point in time. तो वो तो खत्म की and I was always throughout I was नौकरी भी लगी तो I was into bands. I was into a classic rock band playing Pink Floyd covers and all of that. So
That's great. Right.
so music really kept me going at that point in time, and I was like, then music became a really important part of my life. I still never thought कि I'd leave my job to do something in music. It
Right.
was still hobby at that point in time, but it started growing more from a hobby side of things to a passion side of things, wherein like it grew really strong with me, right? And then technology was always there as part of it, and eventually I got a chance, I think, which you'll touch upon, that I was able to get an opportunity to combine my music passion with my tech passion.
Yeah.
And that's how basically
Because-
Skillbox started.
Because मेरे हिसाब से you also got a job at Harmony and
Yeah.
you were working with them because sometimes कभी भी क्या होता है you have a passion for something and then you see the most viable and the feasible way to kind of integrate that passion into your life and have maybe some money coming in from it,
Yeah.
right? उस टाइम पे तो आप Harmony चले गए थे तो when was that switch कि भाई मेरा हो गया corporate से अब मैं शुरू करना चाहता हूँ with
Actually,
Skillbox.
ऐसा कभी thought या idea भी नहीं था कि I take such a drastic step. I come from a middle class flat family, right? And to leave, and nobody in my family till date has done any business, right? So doing a business was a big thing. In Naukri chhod ke, I didn't tell my parents, like they came to know after 1 year when they saw my tax return. अरे इसकी तो salary नहीं आती. So that is how they got to know. But I think I was at the right place at the right time. And again, if it's there in the stars that you have to do something, then it eventually gets done, right? So I think it was that moment I found the right people. So I started making like a website when I was in Harman. मैंने ऐसे ही सोचा कि कुछ तो करते हैं यार, मतलब टेक्नोलॉजी मुझे आती है. Let's start creating a social networking platform, because at that time Facebook was really in,
Right.
right? And Facebook pay connections were happening, social networking platform the connections build कर रहे थे लोग. I thought कि ऐसा कोई platform musicians के लिए नहीं है या artists के लिए नहीं है. So I thought, let me create a social networking platform only for music business community, right? So वहाँ से that is how Skillbox was really born, to basically connect musicians, artists, and music business people together, right? And there was no idea about what are the business models around it, how we will make revenue. कुछ नहीं सोचा था उस time पे. I just thought I'll build something like that. And then eventually I showed this idea to my then MD at Harman, Mr. Sandeep Ranjan, who is right now an investor into Skillbox, and obviously my mentor. He has helped me a lot. So I showed him this entire idea and somehow it clicked for him. And I remember I was not in India during that time on some office project, and he called me several times and he told me कि तो अगर नौकरी छोड़ के full time इसको करेगा, then I am ready to support you.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so I think, and I thought कि at the age, I was 28 back then, so I thought इस की age में मुझे, I'm getting this opportunity to do something on my own in a field which I really like, right? इतना तो भरोसा था कि कल कुछ नौकरी तो मिल ही जाएगी.
Exactly.
I thought it's a good time to take that leap of faith, and without informing my parents, or I just पता नहीं क्या हुआ, I thought कि let's do this, करते हैं इसको. And thanks to my wife, at that time we were obviously not dating, also arranged marriage, but I told her कि मैं नौकरी छोड़ रहा हूँ, घर वालों ने बताया नहीं है.
But बड़ा मुश्किल है लोगों के लिए मानना.
बड़ा मुश्किल है लोगों के लिए मानना. You agree to that, let's move ahead.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And thanks to her support also, that she has been very supportive throughout. So she agreed, and then all of this really happened, and I was able to build Skillbox, and yeah, eventually we have come here, right?
Yeah, that's a great story है. 100% ये सिर्फ आपके perspective से नहीं है. मैं भी आपको validate कर सकता हूँ कि I think it's a great story to start, just that interest in something. It can be any form of art, और फिर आपको पता है कि खर्चा पानी निकलेगा नौकरी से. You get into a job and then you figure out how to really kind of, start a business. And I think support बहुत ज़रूरी है. For example, you said your wife, your boss, then the MD of the company, not even the boss.
Right.
That kind of, it is actually stars aligning in a way.
100%. I think लोग बोलते हैं कि luck नहीं है, but luck plays an important factor as well in whatever you are doing, right? Obviously, hard work से आप अपना luck बना सकते हो, right?
Sure.
If you keep on doing things, obviously the stars also start aligning with you, right? So I think hard work plays that role, that if you keep on doing the hard work, your stars will also start aligning and all of that. So I think that happened for me. Somehow it was there in luck to start this, and I'm very grateful that it happened for me.
Yeah. And आपका कॉर्पोरेट करियर के प्रोसेसेस और वो सब काम आए बिजनेस जब आपने शुरू किया था, were there strategies जो आपने बोला मैं अपने बिजनेस में इम्प्लीमेंट करूंगा?
बिल्कुल नहीं. Absolutely not. So I think it's a very different side of things, right? मतलब जब आप किसी के लिए नौकरी कर रहे होते हो ना, it's a very different thing. You're doing a नौकरी for somebody else. I think perspectives are very different. But when you start your business, you realize that this is not your 9 to 5 anymore, right? You have to hustle. आज आप काम नहीं करोगे, आपको कल सैलरी नहीं आएगी अगर आप अपना बिजनेस नहीं चला पा रहे, आपके पास पैसे नहीं होंगे रन करने के लिए.
बिल्कुल.
सो दैट एज अ माइंडसेट व्हेन इट कम्स ऑन टू योर हेड कि आप बीमार हो, आप कुछ भी हो, आपको काम करना है अपने बिजनेस के लिए. यू डोंट हैव festivals, you don't have holidays, you don't have anniversaries, you don't have birthdays, you don't have weddings for anybody. You have to be at your work in and out because you have to pay your rent every day. It's like that, right? Otherwise you're forced out of business, right? And especially हम जिस business में थे and है अभी भी, competition is massive. You're competing with the mightiest player that could be in the industry, right? हमारे लिए तो we had to think of innovative ways to sustain in the market. We had to think of अभी कौन ये platform किस type की ticketing नहीं कर रहा, which we can do. And that's how we went into indie music as such, because at that point in time, indie was not the indie that it is right now.
Right.
It is becoming like mainstream right now, right? But 6 years, 7 years back, it wasn't the same scene. We were again very lucky to have an opportunity which was there for us to get into like indie side of things and niche side of things, which really helped us and helped us to kickstart our journey in the entire ticketing side of things.
Right, exactly. Because I mean, this was एक और मेरा यही सवाल था कि you started off with social networking platform and then आपने so I also worked with Skillbox for a year, 2018. And उस साल तक I think आपका focus काफी Skillbox का was towards events and organizing events,
Right.
And curating really good artist lineups and programming them, right? And उस टाइम तक मैं देख रहा था कि ticketing का almost शुरू हो चुका था, मतलब काम चल रहा था पूरा back end पे. So what gave birth to those pivots? What led Skillbox to kind of go forward with those particular pivots and not anything else?
I think pivots are really important in any business, right? When you start with any idea in any business, the ideas are never fully formed, right? You start with something, but then you realize, okay, जैसे हम लोगों ने social networking platforms से start किया, but then we realized कि revenue model कहाँ है यहाँ आर्टिस्ट के लिए, right? हम लोग कुछ बना रहे हैं, we're competing with Facebook of the world, right? Which is impossible to compete if you don't have like money to compete, like that massive money to compete. So then we realized we need to do something which can also help artists generate money and help us generate money as well, right? So that is where the first pivot came in, wherein we started curating events ourselves. कि ठीक है, we will give opportunities to the artists to also play in our curated shows and stuff like that, and which will also them generate some money and help us also generate some money out of it. And we again started with curating very niche events, right? I think our first gig, the second gig was with Indiscreet at Aurav. He was there as part of it, so you would know. That's how the journey really started. And the first point wherein we thought like we could be a ticketing platform right now was back when there used to be a company by the name of Bohemian Live, if you know. So Amarjeet is part of us right now. There was this one gig, one international act that they were bringing in, and हमने उनको बोला कि यार हमारे साथ please try करो ये ticketing. We really want to do it without knowing कि क्या sales that. And they were very kind to कि चलो नए प्लेटफॉर्म के साथ ट्राई करते हैं. एंड आई थिंक जैसे ही टिकट्स उसकी दिल्ली एंड लाइव हुई, पहले 10 सेकंड के अंदर वेबसाइट क्रैश्ड. एंड that was like a very good problem for us.
Yeah.
कि website crash हो रही है because traffic is coming.
Traffic is coming, load bearing.
So at that point in time, we thought, okay, chalo, we found the niche wherein we really want to go. Like ticketing is something that we can do something with it right now. So जैसे वो हम लोगों को pivot मिला, so we pivoted ourselves to that event ticketing side of things, and वहाँ पे then we started building it. Then we realized, okay, कि and this is how we came to the market कि internet handling zero कर दो initially, that commission zero कर दो. We were trying a lot of
course,
things.
you need an entry in the market.
We need an entry in the market, and thanks to the people I've met some, and thanks to this industry, I've met some really good people who I've done business with, who eventually have become my friends, who have given us, who have shown like a lot of trust in us initially, and that is the reason that we have been able to come so far among so massive competition.
Right.
So yeah.
तो उस टाइम पे मेरे को ये भी क्यूरियोसिटी थी, ट्रेडमार्क और कॉपीराइटिंग, व्हेन यू रियली सेटिंग अप अ बिजनेस एंड अ ब्रांड एंड यू वेंचरिंग इनटू डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ दैट इंडस्ट्री इटसेल्फ, तो कॉपीराइटिंग और ट्रेडमार्किंग ये सारी चीज़ें कैसे, इज दैट अ चैलेंज, ये वर्कआउट करना ज़रूरी है कि नहीं है?
Not only copyright and trademark, but I think there are a lot of challenges that come through for a entrepreneur who is starting afresh, who is new into the thing, because there are the process is so complex right now to run a private limited company in the proper fashion that it should run, that you need to have certain systems in place, right? For example, and that is my, like, if somebody from government is listening, right, like they need to make this process easier, at least for startups, right?
Yeah.
Because they are not right now. So you have challenges in terms of your ROC filing, which is the company filing that needs to happen. You have challenges in terms of the kind of support that a startup would need, be it in terms of the funds, which are not very easy to get unless you have a backing from somebody. If you go to banks, you cannot get secured or unsecured debts, right? That you cannot get. It's very, very difficult to get, right? So I think that processes have to be sorted out. And obviously copyright and trademark, which you were talking about, right? Very important, especially in music industry, because you are running an intellectual property when you're building something, right? We have Liveworks, we have Lemonade and all of that. It's very important to secure them. So tomorrow when the IP really becomes bigger, there is nobody else who is basically who can challenge it.
Or plagiarize that.
Yeah. So it's very important. We have we have also realized after doing mistakes that these are very important things to take care of.
Of course.
Now we have proper systems into place wherein copyrights and trademark are done in a way that it should be done.
हाँ, नहीं, आज वो आपको बुलाने का एक और यही रीज़न था कि आपने जो गलतियाँ करी कि बाकी एंटरप्रेन्योर्स जो कुछ नहीं कोशिश करें, they can learn from those mistakes because you learned it, you implemented those solutions as well. Challenges पे तो मैं आऊँगा 100% because बहुत है, I'm sure बहुत है. But फिर उसके बाद I think Level House, when did Level House come into picture? ये कहाँ से शुरुआत करा?
Okay, so Level House started like a year back with Diyama coming on board as our head of Level House, head of artist management. Very interesting thought behind it as well. Again, we were realizing that we are going more towards a Live Nation plus Ticketmaster model, right? And that is where we wanted to head toward, because we are creating an ecosystem. Right. In that ecosystem, we already had event ticketing as the core of it. Right. Other than that, we were doing our own curated gigs, be it like international acts or Indian acts that were coming in that we were curating. Right. Then we thought how we can complete the ecosystem. Right. And as part of completing that ecosystem, the artist management arm also came into the picture. Right. Because I'll tell you how all of these things are also connected, right? As an event ticketing platform, we have a lot of festivals who are coming to us for ticketing, right? And we have a brand side of division as well. So a lot of brands are also coming to us for doing brand activations for them and stuff like that, right? So we thought, and it was very difficult at times to get artist availability for us. We were not able to, obviously, because they had different commitments and all of that. So we thought, let's build a Live Nation plus Ticketmaster kind of a model for us, wherein we create like an artist management division, which provides a safe space for because we are very artist first as Skillbox as well. So we wanted to create like a very safe space for artists, wherein they have the liberty to keep focusing on their music while we take the burden of getting the bookings for them. Right. And since as an event ticketing platform, we had a lot of organizers or brands anyway coming to us. It made our job really easy because there were already incoming queries that we had. What we lacked was that one division wherein we have the artist also along with us. And it made that 70% of the revenue for any artist comes in from the live side of the business. And if we make that side of the business easy for an artist, they'll be able to focus a lot on their music, right?
Of course.
And with that stress going out of their heads, right? So we thought we have the business coming in. Why not we have the artist on our roster itself so that we are able to get those artists free of that worry of getting bookings and they can purely focus upon their music and how to basically scale them up, right? So that is how Level House basically started.
That's a great initiative, I think. I mean, you had that space also. You could have included that division and then you really went for it. And I think the thought behind it is much needed in the music industry.
I'm glad this is how it is working out, and I'm glad the artists who are there on our roster also are feeling that ease, that now they have that freedom to work upon their music without taking stress upon how the bookings will really come to them, right?
Right. That's actually very interesting to understand and know that kind of implementation could happen and you did it. And plus with Warner Music now stepping in, with the investment, I think it's another great kind of achievement for Skillbox and the founder.
It's very surreal for us, to be honest, right? As a boy coming in from a small town in Sonipat, listening to artists like Steve Vai at home and then organizing a gig for Steve Vai, meeting him in person and getting like an investment from Warner Music India is out of my, I would have never thought of it. I could have never thought of it, and it has happened is something that I really believe now in the power of just keep on moving and things will find its way. I've realized that whatever happens in life, you keep on moving and you will find right people joining hands with you. If you have the right intent to do the right thing in a business, people will come, people will support you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I think congratulations on that investment as well.
Thank you
and
so much.
I think it's only the beginning. I think there's so much yet to accomplish for Skillbox that I think you're on the right path as well.
Fingers crossed.
So आपके उसके vision के बारे में भी हम बात करेंगे. And what has been the best event? Like you said, Steve Vai was a dream come true.
Right.
Yeah, आपका event you organized an event for them also, for him, and you also got to meet him as well in person.
Yeah,
so
childhood dream coming true. As I said, I was a boy listening to Steve Vai at home when I was in college. Who would have imagined I'll be able to meet him?
Yeah. No, that's definitely true. So along with Steve Vai, has there been a gig or an event that you hosted which was again felt like a dream come true?
We did this one gig which was the Jacob Collier that happened.
Right.
In Bangalore especially, because it's a very challenging gig, and that's why it's very memorable right now, because it was raining like cats and dogs in Bangalore.
Of course.
So the gig was supposed to happen at Jai Mahal Palace in Bangalore, and it's a ground, right? So it was raining. It was supposed to be a seated show and all of that, right? The ground became so mucky, like seats couldn't fit in. They were going inside the ground and all of that. So in the morning, we decided, okay, this cannot be a seated show right now. Like somehow we were able to convince Jacob's management as well, ki, please let's do the show. Let's make it a standing show and all of that. Yeah. In like half an hour, we arranged for ponchos for like people who were coming in, and thankfully rain gods were supporting us, and it was drizzling, but it didn't rain like very heavily during the day of the show. And it's one of the most memorable gigs that we have done, and it became the best gig of that entire tour.
That's lovely.
In fact, Jacob also posted about it, which went really viral. So yeah, this is a very nice memory that we have. Nice and challenging, and that's the reason that it's very nice right now. Yeah, that was one of the most celebrated.
Many more to come too.
Many more to
And
come.
yeah,
Fingers
and
crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, I think you're on a great trajectory, and fingers crossed it keeps up with that. So my question was also like when you were talking about Level House, what are the kind of artists that you have right now and the roster?
Okay, very interesting roster we have. We have Raman Negi.
Right.
We have Parvaz. I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, I love Parvaz.
You're hosting the
Yeah.
Right.
But I love them. I love their music. I heard them first time in Bombay.
Yeah, so Parvaz is there. Recent edition is Black Style Blues. After now there are a few other editions that we have. J-Babe is there. I love J-Babe. You see,
of course, it's a part of F16. If you don't know, like J-Babe is now his individual moniker. Yeah, I love J-Babe. I love the man.
I love his social media, like his Instagram also.
Yeah.
So he is amazing. You should check it out, by the way.
Yeah, 100%. So that's very interesting, yes, and I'm sure there are obviously a lot in talks and, a lot of them yet to be signed on as well. So yeah, so team expand करनी पड़ेगी and team से मेरे को एक और सवाल है कि how do you manage, because over the years people come and people go, right? To maintain the same energy, the same decorum of work and the whole vibe of the company or the team, how do you maintain that? Somebody's got to be grounded to that idea and then spread it around. So did you always have to be that, or you were lucky enough to always get a good team?
I think, again, I don't know, Bollywood has really impacted the way I've been thinking. I've been running my business as well. I don't know how many people have seen this, but there is a movie called Rocket Singh Salesman.
Right, of course, I've seen it. There's a Sardar in it.
There is that's you're a Sardar.
I was Sardar.
So yeah, that movie has, I don't know, given me this perspective, which I've basically remained true to, which is making sure that let your team do the work that they really want. We need to give them that space wherein they're really happy doing what they're doing, right? Because if your team is happy, if your people are happy, business will always improve, your numbers will always grow. And that is how I built my team as well. That is how I built my people. Obviously, numbers are focus, but for me, people are a greater focus in terms of building my team. And I owe all my success to the team that I've had, that I have right now. It's because of them. Without them, I'm nothing.
Right. Absolutely. I do agree with that, because I've worked for a lot of companies. I've tried to build my own team as well. But I do agree with that. And unfortunately, numbers is the focus. You can't deviate from it. Just then the numbers are not coming in. You have to let go of people that you even love the most. I've seen it in the biggest of the businesses. Everybody has to do it, because how do you pay their salary?
And that phase has also happened with us, but we have still made sure that people like really keep on doing the work that they really want to do, right? And they're happy doing what they're doing, because eventually we have seen when people are doing what they love, and then they start also getting aligned to your vision, right? And that's the most important thing in a business. When they're aligned with your vision, they will work towards making things better for you, right? Your numbers, the growth of the company, everything will come by if people are really happy doing. One, they're happy in that entire ecosystem, and they're happy doing what they're actually doing.
Absolutely. I think initiatives, agar kisi ko lene hai, and if they really are in for it, and if you provide that support, I think those are those initiatives that will be actually successful.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if there are good days and bad days in a business, obviously it happens with everybody. But in bad days, if you're not supportive towards the people who have done good things for you, that's the worst of the thing that anybody can do as a business owner that you can do, right? So I think it's very important for business owners to support their people when they are in their lowest phase, when they're not able to bring numbers, right? At that point in time, you need to support your people who have been doing good for your business.
Of course.
Because only then they realize, at the lowest phase of anyone, you realize how the other person will be with you, because जब सब कुछ अच्छा है तो सब कुछ है.
Of course.
जब चीजें खराब होती हैं, at that point in time, who is supporting you, who is with you? That is the thing that make you realize, okay, this guy or this girl is in for the longest of the term.
It's like an automatic filter out.
Yeah, it's a filter.
Yeah, automatic. And like talking about...
And for the people also, right? For the people who are working with you, how you're supporting them during that phase is the filter for them
Of course.
to get aligned with your vision and for your company or your organization.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a two-way street.
It is a two-way street, 100%. At this point in time, you cannot force people to work for you. They will only work for you. They have a lot of options. Everybody has a lot of options. Only if they're aligned with your vision and the way you are leading a team is when people will stick by with you.
Yeah. And talking about finances in the industry, आपको सबसे बड़े financial challenges क्या लगते हैं? Is it the venue? Because you've done it all. You tried to build something else, and you pivoted, then you pivoted. Payment in terms of adhering to contracts, yeah, cash payment issues. So how do you? I'm sure you face those challenges.
I think 101%, and I think I like to tell everybody who wants to get into the music business that this is the most difficult of the business, which is there, right? Our industry is not gray star gray, right? With how the payments and finances are there, right? Everything is very unstructured, right? It's great the boom in the live entertainment scene that we are seeing right now with major companies stepping in and all of that, which will eventually make the systems really better and which is good for the growth of the company. But as of now, things are very unstructured and finances are a big challenge wherein certain venues at times don't pay you, right? There are production challenges. There are a lot of moving parts in this entire music business, or to even organize like a live event, there are 10,000 moving parts which are there and there are challenges in every front, right? And especially with this finance term is very challenging, especially because the ecosystem is not streamlined as of now. If any venue doesn't pay you, you can't do anything. It's as simple as that. You go out, you can shout on social media, nothing happens to them. They're still running their businesses like they used to do.
Or is a contract in place ho कि मेरे पास invoices हैं, मेरे पास ये
I have 10,000 contracts lying with me, which are signed, 10,000 checks with me, which are lying, and nothing is happening. So you can run a case.
Yeah.
You can do a case. Case will keep on going for years, right? But nothing happens in India. Unfortunately, that's the bottom line. That's the reality of the situation. And for smaller promoters who are there, who are barely making anything out of this business, they don't have that legal bandwidth to basically go and do case on anybody, right? They want to run their regular business. भी पैसा और उसका कब वापस आएगा नहीं आएगा, you never know.
Exactly.
So it's very challenging, and I hope it gets more streamlined. And I have been very vocal about it, but I think the major reason why venues are able to do that is there is no community, there is no organization which is running, there is no society, you call it. There is no.
मैं यही सोच रहा था अभी कि साथ में maybe एक Instagram page शुरू कर देते हैं, boycott venues in India.
There was a page, but there needs to be a proper regulatory society which is able to control, which has certain government organization, like government officials as well, who are able to properly manage. Like you have the bar council for your legal side of things. What councils do you have in India for artists and musicians? There's nothing.
True. Yeah.
Right. So to fight for their rights, it's important to have a council, and like obviously there have been initiatives, but it hasn't been structurized till date. And I think if somebody can do it, that will be the best thing to happen.
Definitely a conversation to have with the government, bodies as well.
And I think government is right now getting interested in a lot of things in the live entertainment space. So I'm very hopeful that it happens in the future.
They see the money also rotating, like they see the money coming into the live entertainment.
I mean, you know what Taylor Swift has done. Economies are booming because of only her concert. Right. More than GDPs of a lot of countries. So I think there is a lot of potential in the live entertainment space, especially in India, which is like a nascent market right now and growing. You see everybody coming to India. From your Maroon 5 to Coldplay, right? So market has a lot of potential, and I think it's high time that we have certain government officials, organizations coming in and helping all of us in the music business with counsel like this.
Again, hopefully, ho jaye. Matlab, it's something somebody has to take an initiative.
It's very, very important to have that.
Somebody with influence can take an initiative. And अगर आप सुन रहे हैं by chance मेरा podcast आप तक पहुंच रहा है, so please ये हम सब के लिए आप कर सकते हैं. At least a conversation should start somewhere. As an entrepreneur, man, I'm sure these are not the only challenges There's so many. What was the toughest time of your journey till now with Skillbox? Toughest phase.
Toughest phase, I think, during COVID, which has been for a
Right.
lot of people. And we were anyway very, very new, very fresh during that point in time. We were still growing. We were trying to reach that critical mass base at that point in time, trying to grow. And then COVID hit, right?
Right.
So everything, live entertainment is live, right? And there was no
course.
live left when
Right.
COVID came in. But again, I think God he has his own ways, right? We were able to pivot. हम लोगों को at that point in time, we were the first one to do native live streaming of ticketed gigs, right? Which at that point in time, all ticketing platforms were either using Zoom or
Right.
like Google Meet, I think,
Right,
to
right.
stream, right? And musicians के लिए, obviously, that was not the optimal way of delivering their content,
Of
their
course.
audio to the users, right? And then we came up with 320 kbps audio streaming, full HD content streaming. That came. We were able to pivot, and I think our first gig was with Parekh and Singh. By the way, Parekh and Singh are also a part of our
Part of
roster.
the roster, right? Yeah.
So we did the first ticketed live streaming in India with them. And it was like a rage, and people were suddenly looking up to us. Okay, who is Skillbox, right?
Right.
How
yeah.
did they come up with something as unique as this? But again, I think my tech leverage helped me out to
Right.
find a way there. And again, as we were all saying, like stars were aligned.
Of course.
Give us that thought, that idea. Okay, let's do something like this, which really clicked. And at least we were able to make our ends meet थोड़ा बहुत
Yeah.
sustain
काम
कर
चल
पाए
गया।
काम चल गया and again very thankful to my team because they stayed with me during that time when I was barely able to give them maybe their only house rents and stuff like that,
Right. Fair enough.
So really thankful to them because
I mean, they'll reap the benefits now if they stuck around, because
101%.
everything has come back with a boom.
Yeah.
Like, it's come tenfolds back, especially in the live entertainment scene that we've seen.
Yeah, 100%. And I really feel the future is bright for the Indian live entertainment market. And we are a very small part of it. And I hope we keep on growing and
Right.
keep on delivering the kind of...
Monopolize करना है, मतलब मजाक कर रहा है. Monopoly चाहिए हमें.
We have to create our own space. That is what we want to do.
Of course.
And we are trying and hustling for that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think any kind of effort put by any part of the ecosystem, it does affect the ecosystem and its role.
Yeah, we are trying to play our own part.
Exactly.
In our own small ways to make sure that we do something good for the entire music business scene and the Indian live entertainment industry.
No, that's great, man. And more, I mean, it's honestly, we're almost coming to an end of the podcast because this has been a very smooth and great conversation. But also, as a budding entrepreneur, I'm very curious to know more about any advice that you have to give for, entrepreneurs who plan to step into the music industry, such as myself, maybe. Because even I see certain gaps जो मेरे को भी fill करने का मेरा मन तो बहुत है. I want to work towards it, build a company. But what advice would you give to anybody entering this space with a mindset of a business owner?
I mean, as I said, music business, especially in India, is a very tough business to get into and to start. And you need to be really mindful when you're getting into it. I had a lot of anxiety issues when I stepped in, which you know about, right? So it's a difficult industry to be in. But if you're really passionate about it, I think you'll find your own ways to make things happen. And I think this is one thing that keeps us all going, is that passion for music. That is the common thing that connects us all. So I think if you have that, you'll find your own ways. I don't need to give you any advice because every journey is very different, right? I've had my struggles. Once you get into, maybe your struggles are different than mine. But I think my only advice is, if you really have that passion for music, only then get into the music business side of it as well. Because that is the only thing that drives you and will keep you afloat even when the times are really low.
Yeah, it's just something you're working towards that you've always believed in some way or
I mean, that spark and that passion for music is very important. if you
Right.
have to stay afloat here.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
That's brilliant, yeah. So, and in terms of business advice, do you have something to offer, like in terms of finances, say the core team?
I mean,
say,
manage your
processes?
P&L like really well. That is what I do. That is what my role at Skillbox is right now. Obviously, I have two roles right now. One is to make sure that my team is really happy, as I told you, right, in whatever they are doing, right? They're really aligned with the vision. And second thing is making sure that your P&Ls are really uptight, and you have to run a business as a business. I don't believe in getting money from investors and burning the money.
Right.
That's not how I run a business.
That's
And
right.
that is my one advice to anybody who is stepping into this business, that though there are a lot of investor interest right now in this space, but you should run your business as a business. You have to be really strong with your P&Ls.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, because investor money burns
It's
them
very easy to
very-
lose money.
Very easy.
It's very easy to lose money in the music business. You do a live concert, people think
It's profitable.
the organizer is making I don't know how much money, but that's not the case. People are losing money left, right, and center, right? So it's important to have that very tight leash on your P&Ls if you want to make some money out of your live gigs that you're organizing, right?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, but I don't think a lot of people understand how humongous an expense it is to put up a show.
Absolutely.
Like, especially big shows like Steve Vai or, 2-3 stage setups to start with. It is an expensive.
Very,
affair.
very challenging. And I think if anybody is stepping into doing like a live gig or a concert, don't do it without you guys knowing exactly what it entails, right? And
Right.
what are the costings which are there, how many different types of costing, be it the licenses or like what you spend in your production, how much of a TBL it takes for an international artist to come to India. All of that are very big challenges, and you should know end to end about it for you to really make sure that you're not losing money there.
Right. No, I absolutely agree with that. So, Mere Levy, it's very insightful, of course. And I really hope whoever is hearing this can gauge and kind of pick out what they really need, for them to step into this music industry, because I think it's a great industry. It's a great community. People really do help and support if you reach out.
100%, yeah.
And I think it's just purely for the love of music. It's not like any other business as such, any conventional business जहाँ पे आप cost for goods ले रहे हो और उनको बेच रहे हो, वो बहुत business अलग होते हैं.
Your
But-
passion for music has to be bigger than your passion for money.
Oh, for
That-
sure.
that's
Money
how-
would
yeah,
come in.
Money will come in, and in any business that will come in, if you have that, okay, I never thought I would want to be in music, but once I was in music, I realized that this is what I have to do. This is what I'm meant to do. And that is what has kept me going, as I said, in my lowest of the times. Right. So that is very important.
No, man, thank you so much for this. We're very lucky to have you in the music
Thank you
industry
so
space.
much
And
for giving me this opportunity.
of course, bro. Like, I think you achieved so much, and I've seen you from the beginning of pretty much Skillbox jab shuru hua tha. I've been always curious to where you went and what you've achieved now. So I'm really glad that you could make it.
Thank you so
and
much.
again, thank you for being a part of this industry.
Thank you so
and-
much, Karan.
And for everybody else, we shall catch you on the next episode again. But until then, take care and goodbye.
Bye.
Peace out.